Hey everyone, so today I'm doing a throughout the years second grade, and I love doing these. I'm just trying to hurry up my early years so I can get into the more exciting years that I actually remember a lot clearer. But today I'm doing second grade, and that's ages 6 through 7. I had to write it down. So it's ages 6 through 7. And yeah, so let's get started. If you want to do this, just leave it down below as a video response. So in second grade, this was a good year for me. I absolutely loved my teacher. She is and was my all-time favorite teacher. Like, I'm friends with her on Facebook to this day. Really sweet, really nice, and I got really lucky because the year before me, she had a baby. I believe she has 3 kids now. She had a baby the year, like, the kids a grade ahead of me, and so she was out most of the year for them, and they didn't get her. And then I believe that was her first child, and then I think she had her second child the year after me, so I got to, like, have her as a teacher for a full year and not miss her being there and stuff. And so in second grade, I lost my first tooth, and I know that's kind of late, but my sister lost one in like pre-K or kindergarten, and a lot of my friends had too, so I felt kind of left out. And I had like little tiny baby teeth, like really, really tiny. And so I had a loose tooth, and every day I would go up and I would be like, Miss, I'm not going to say her name, but I'd be like, Miss, can you look at my tooth? Do you want to pull it? She'd be like, no. Which, yeah. And I think, if I remember correctly, I lost a tooth in that class. I don't think it was my first tooth, but I think I lost a tooth, maybe my second tooth. I remember in elementary school, kids used to lose their teeth all the time in class, and they would just like pull it, oh look, here's a tooth. And like my mom, she can't deal with pulling teeth, so I would show her, and she wouldn't pull it for me. I had to pull it myself, which I liked. I used to like if it was on my bottom, I would like bite my top teeth down on it and like push it, because I don't know. Is it weird that when your teeth hurt, when you have put like a lot of pressure on your teeth, that you like that feeling? I like that feeling. That's kind of weird, but yeah. Enough with teeth. In second grade, this is when 9/11 happened. This is what grade I was in, and I remember I didn't really know what was going on. I just remember, like, I didn't know till after it had happened, and like all I remember is my teacher turned on the news for our class, which is like, oh cool, we get to watch TV, and which it wasn't really a good thing that we were watching TV, but and I remember a bunch of people started leaving my classroom. Their parents would check them out, and I remember my mom checked me out like after 5 kids had already left. And I was just like, Mom, why are you checking me out? And so I guess she explained it to me, and the next day, I guess all our teachers kind of told us, and I remember we wrote about it in a journal, because we used to have to write journals every day. Oh my gosh, you guys, I still have my journals. So at the end of this video, I'm going to just like read you a couple things, because I showed you a picture album from my kindergarten years, and now I'll read you some stuff I actually wrote when I was in second grade. And so I didn't really know what was going on until after, and I just remember, I don't remember too much other than our teacher turning on the TV, and I remember getting checked out, and I just didn't really know what was going on, because I guess I was young, and I was like, what's a terrorist? What's this? What's that? So yeah. And then, okay. So in second grade, I know in elementary school in general, up until 5th grade, like in middle school, we got to choose like our classes and our electives. But I remember, so everybody, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but in elementary school, everyone took an art class once a week. We took a music class once a week. Well, actually, the music teacher came to our classroom. The art teacher came to our classroom. And then we had a Spanish teacher, and I think we had Spanish twice a week. And I did not like Spanish, you guys, at all. Like, I'm actually kind of glad, because now that I'm in high school, I have to take 2 years. And I actually remembered like a few things, so it helped me the first year, and this year it's just like, you know. But I didn't like Spanish, so any day we would have a test, any day we had Spanish, I would ask the teacher if I could call home. And so she would let me call home, and I would call my mom, and I would be like, I'm sick, can you come get me? My poor mom probably had to drive and get me so many times. And the teacher, if you were sick and I wanted to go home, she had a little cot like under her desk that she would pull out and you would lay on until your mom came and checked you out. And so then one day, I guess my parents were allowed to come in and volunteer, and my dad had come in one day. I used to love when my parents came in and volunteered. And so my dad came in, and it was a Spanish day, and the Spanish teacher was like, okay, we're going to take a test today, you guys. And my dad still tells this story to this day. He was like, he was going to take it too with us, and just half the class started crying because once she passed out the paper, because we were afraid we were gonna like fail it and everything, so like half the class started crying. And I remember exactly, it was a picture, and it was like pointing to like a rake, pointing to a leaf, stuff like that, and you had to like fill in what the word was. I didn't like Spanish. And then this next story is kind of horrible. I don't know like whatever crossed our minds, but me and Lauren, I told you about her when we were in kindergarten, we sat at the same table because, we had desks where you actually like put your books inside your little desk, because it was like a desk, and then like a little cubby, and then that was your desk. You could stick stuff in there because we wouldn't change seats all the time, and it's not like high school where you have just like flat desks. So me and her sat next to each other, and it had 4 of those in like a group, and then it was like 4 people. And it was me and her, and then 2 boys sat across from us. And these were kids that I went to school with, all elementary school. And we used to like kick them under the table. Like, how mean is that? Like, we would just like kick them. And both of us did, and I think they just like nudge us back. And I guess that's what little kids do. I don't know. I just remember that. I remember how horrible that is. Like, what was I thinking? Also, okay, so during recess, or PE, or whatever we called it, we would play different games and stuff. And so we had like a different teacher for everything. We'd have like our own PE teacher. And so the PE teacher one day, any day that we did hurdles, I hated hurdles. I was like, especially in elementary school, I'm 5'4" now, and I was always one of the shortest kids. And me, just to this day, I still cannot jump. I hate jumping, like, with all my heart. And it was like those big orange cones. It was like those big ones, and they would have, like, you know how they have the holes in the top? It would have, like, a rod sticking out of it, and it would bend to the side, so it's like level with the, so here's the cone, here's the rod. You had to jump over the rod, and there's like 5 of them. You had to run and like jump all over all of them, and all the boys, oh, they just did it so easily. And I did it one time. I like hit my foot on it, and it was just not going good, and I was like, I hurt my foot, I can't do this anymore. Like, every day we did hurdles, I would sit out. I loved capture the ring, I love everything else, just not hurdles. And also during recess, like on the playground, we would have this one girl. She made up a little group, I guess, called the Cat Club. And I was never actually, like, I was part of it, I guess. But I wasn't, like, I don't know. I didn't take it so seriously because it was her and this other girl mainly that did the whole thing. They would just chase boys around and bring them to the Cat Club or whatever. And I never really remembered that. I just remember being called that. I didn't really hang out with those people that much in elementary school. But then I'm looking down because I wrote down like little topic helpers. My like throat's itching from talking so much. I've been filming videos. This is like my 2nd video I'm filming. Oh, okay. So then in 2nd grade, my dad had gotten remarried, and so for my birthday, I'm not sure if it was 2nd or 3rd grade. I just put it in the 2nd grade list because I can't really remember. So it was either 2nd or 3rd grade, but I'm saying 2nd grade. I went swimming with the Dolphins down in the Keys, and I think it was in the Keys. And I remember I loved it so much. The Dolphins' name, I remember one of them was Bella, and she had a baby, and her little baby dolphin swam with her. And I just remember that was so cool. I loved dolphins for so long after that, and I just remember it because I was so small. You hold up a hula hoop and they jump through the hula hoop, and when they jumped through, the wave was so big it like went over my head, even though you were like wearing a life jacket and stuff. So it was really cool. And also another trip we did, and this was during fall time, I remember. My grandparents, after my parents got divorced, my grandparents took us to Tennessee, like just to get my mom away, I guess, and stuff like that. So they took us all, and we stayed in this log cabin, and it was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. The leaves were changing colors. We went to like a little creek, and the water was freezing. And my my grandparents loved going to Tennessee all the time. They used to take my mom and them when they were little. And so my grandpa had fallen and slipped in the creek and fell one time when they were younger. So when we were there, he was just in his, I guess, he had his shoes on, and we were just walking on the rocks around the creek, and just like putting our hands in because it was very, very cold, and he slipped and his feet, I guess, went all in, so he laid his socks out on the rock and they were just all wet. I remember that. And also we went to, I believe it's Cades Cove, that has all the deers and stuff where you drive through, and they were millions of ladybugs just flying around. We had rented a van for the trip, and we opened the doors, and they would just like fly in. They would land on the ceiling, and I thought it was so, so cool. My aunt, on the other hand, she was like terrified, so I would collect a whole handful in my hand, and I'd be like, look, JoJo. That's what we call her. We call her JoJo. And she's probably watching this video. Don't you remember those butterflies, JoJo? Not butterflies, ladybugs. So yeah, we did that. And then, oh, so in the we stayed in a log cabin in Tennessee. And, oh boy, they had a little guest book that you could write in, and there was like a downstairs floor and an upstairs. I guess the downstairs was kind of like a basement. I think they have basements in Tennessee. I believe it was a basement. If not, it was just like the first floor, but I think it's the basement. And they had a guest book that all the guests write in, and the guests were writing how the downstairs was haunted. And I was in 2nd grade, and this scared the living crap, for lack of a better word, out of me. I would not, like, I was supposed to stay down there with my mom and my aunt and my sister, and it wasn't happening. So I stayed upstairs with my other aunt and uncle. I was so scared. But yeah, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you soon.